There are basically three ways a rapid is formed. One is by rockfall, like happened in Warm Springs recently. The other is by side channel encroachment, where debris is deposited in the river, narrows the channel, and put rocks in the river that way. And the third way is a combination of the two. Government Rapid on the San Juan River is an excellent example of the combination, where there's been a rock fall on the river right and a debris flow into the river from river left. So Warm Springs is also now a combination because you have the debris flow on river right and then the rock fall off the cliff.
The Warm Springs Cliff is the highest cliff wall along the Yampa. It's big, 2,000 feet maybe, something like that. The Weber is the upper half of the wall, essentially like the Sahara Desert that's been petrified. And the rock fall came off of an area that was just above the Morgan in the Weber. So it's Weber sandstone blocks that are in the river. Certainly the big pile of finer debris that was on the left side of the rapid, that was all Weber, and even with the really low water that we had in 2013, essentially that is all gone now. And then what kept us from sort of quickly going to, oh, it was just a rock fall, was all of the mud that was all over the box elders and all over the boulders. And we're thinking, where did this mud come from? It was pretty obvious that a big blast had happened there because in the vicinity of that crater, all the box elders were broken over away from the rapid, away from the river, and they were coated in like up to an inch of mud. What I think happened at this point is that there was this major rock fall that happened all at once. I mean, I can imagine a few more rocks coming down a few minutes later or something like that. But there was one major impact that made that impact crater. And that what happened was the impact was right on the edge of the saturated area in the river bottom, and you had liquefaction occurring. I think that happened in the bottom of the rapid. And that's why you even have big blocks like this that moved as a result of the impact. And I think the mud was simply motivated silt that was in the bottom of the rapid. You know, you've probably all seen the film footage of a drop of water and you get this kind of impact crater and stuff splashes up. Well, I kind of picture a little more complicated scenario where, yeah, there's that wave, but then what's it do? It hits the cliff wall or the debris fan, reflects back. And so I see it doing this sort of thing. And I think that's when that mud, which has been brought out of the matrix of the bottom of the river, it's getting very violently plastered onto the sides of these boulders. One of the things that I think is going to be different about the rapid at least moderate flows for a while as a result of the 2012 rockfall is that it's actually damming the river up a little more at the very top of the rapid, and there's going to be more of a pool. Certainly in my experience last summer, and I've talked to other folks who have agreed with me, that lateral is less pronounced, at least at the really moderate to low levels that we saw in 2013. It's less pronounced, making it actually easier to come into the top. This is kind of interesting because when the news about this rockfall first got put out on the internet, a lot of the speculation was that you weren't going to be able to run the rapid on the right anymore. And it's true, at pretty low water levels, there's a lot more rock over there. But after maybe 2,000 to 3,000 CFS, you can actually float over that debris. It might be a rough ride, but you can float over it. So it is possible to do the right-hand run